This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and you're listening to Catholic Inspiration, a podcast from my website at studyprayserve.com. These homilies, presentations, and retreats form part of my ministry as a Catholic priest for the Diocese of Superior. And now I invite you to open your hearts to some Catholic inspiration. Today is Thursday of the 17th week of the year. Our first reading is taken from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verses 1 to 6. This word came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Rise up, be off to the potter's house. There I will give you my message. I went down to the potter's house, and there he was, working at the wheel. Whenever the object of clay which he was making turned out badly in his hand, he tried again, making of the clay another object of whatever sort he pleased. Then the word of the Lord came to me. Can I not do to you, house of Israel, as this potter has done, says the Lord? Indeed, like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, house of Israel. I will confess up front, I didn't do real well in art classes. I didn't take a lot of art classes, and part of that was, let's just say that my art was very unique. And I have great respect for the craftsmanship, the patience, and the creativity of artists. I really do. I'm drawn to the fine arts. I am fascinated by them. In my later years, have become absolutely taken with sculpture, painting, drawing. And the humble works of pottery, I think, are absolutely magnificent. So this image is really important. And for those of you who love to build, make, craft, create, this is for you. Think of someone who's got a lump of clay on a potter's wheel, and they begin to shape that clay. I've watched potters do it. I've watched them work and see what they're making and then feel their way through it with their hands. And every now and then, as they're creating something, a flaw develops. It might be in the clay itself. It might be just in that moment that the shape got a little too thin in one spot and began to collapse. And the potter doesn't get upset. The potter just puts the clump back and starts again, but is very patient to prepare that clay, to get it ready to the exact shape, the exact specification, in order to make something beautiful. God does that with us. Do you want a beautiful thing? That's our lives. We're like the clay in the hands of the master potter. That God takes us, fashions us, forms us, shapes us, molds us. And we're all unique. We all are different. We all have our own little idiosyncrasies, irregularities, interests, backgrounds, quirks. And God looks at us and smiles. And when there's been a real flaw in our life, maybe because of sin, maybe because of tragedy or loss or suffering, the Lord keeps forming in us, shaping in us, taking even our scars or our pain or our struggle to make something beautiful, precious, sacred, and holy. In the hands of Jesus, the Lord is at work shaping our lives. But what does that assume? And that means that we have to be very open to God's guidance and direction. To open our hearts, especially through prayer. To say, Lord, help me to see where you're leading me. Lord, help me to be aware of the ways in which I can respond to your grace today. Lord, help me to be a participant in this gift of life that you have loaned me for a time. Lord, I want to take the gift. I want to live the gift. You are the potter. I'm the clay. And so, Lord, I'm open to you fashioning me and shaping me and preparing me for whatever it is you have before me. Even if it's hard. You know, I'd like to think, if you could imagine a lump of clay going, oh great, here I go again, being reshaped. Oh great, he didn't like the way I turned out that time. Oh great, he found a flaw, now he's going to rework me again. But the potter has an image in mind. And God has something in mind for us. And when we open our hearts, it's amazing what happens when we begin to cooperate with God's grace and say, all right, Lord, come into my life, direct my life, fashion my life, for I am your disciple. I follow you. When we place our lives in the hands of Jesus, folks, amazing things happen because the Master is taking direction and guidance over our life. The Master is beginning to put his particular imprint and stamp, his creativity upon us. We're open, and we allow God to work in and through us. May we throw open the gates of our heart and allow that heart of ours to be reshaped day in and day out, refashioned day in and day out, molded and formed to become something truly beautiful and precious. For our lives are a gift from God, and when we allow God to keep working in us, amazing things happen. God bless you all. This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Catholic Inspiration. These homilies, podcasts, presentations, and retreats are part of my ministry. And folks, if you found it helpful, please feel free to share my podcast with someone you know and love in the hopes that it will help them in their journey of faith. And you can help me if you just go back to your podcast engine and write me a rating and a review. I keep all my listeners in my daily prayers, and I ask that you remember me and yours as well. God bless you, my friends.